What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to week 6 of the UNPL Spring Fling. This week we take on Xand, the coach of the San Diego Hydras, and this is dire straits. We must win out here for a chance of maybe making playoffs, but even then it's still going to be tough, but we're going to give it our best shot. Before we jump into it though, make sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure to share the video with your friends, and of course click the bell so you're notified when new videos are uploaded. We of course are going to be doing a quick team builder before the match, but of course if you'd like to skip ahead, there will be timestamps down below. So of course it would be my luck that I am put up against the top 3 ranked coaches in my final 3 weeks of this event. So it's a bit tough, right? Last week we obviously had the backyard baseball thing. I got rocked because of an unfortunate crit at the very beginning, and so hopefully we will have a match this week that is nowhere near as hack-filled. But Xand has built a very strong team, and just those first 2 mons, the Primarina plus the Saraledge, is a really nasty offensive combo and kind of defensive too, because Primarina is super bulky. Then you've got Flygon, which we had last season in LTM, which did okay. You have Regieleki, which is super fast. Definitely need to watch out for that, especially on my team. Arboliva with Terra, which is incredibly good. Not sure how that slipped through the cracks, but here it is. We've got Cobalion, which is another really good mon that is slept on in low tier. Revavroom, really cool mon. I like this mon. I think it has a really good chance of coming. Electros, Talonflame, and Terra Sneasel. Now, looking at this matchup, I do think that Sneasel is actually a little bit more likely than Arboliva. I think that my matchup into Arboliva is just a little bit better than it is into the Sneasel. And I think that it could really do some work. So I'm really kind of scared of that. And obviously Saraledge is Saraledge. And so if you're not careful with that, that will obviously set up and go nuts. Besides that, I really think my team can do okay. And so we might just be able to pull a win out of this and take this down to the wire in the last week. So let's see what we've decided to bring this week. First of all, I want to say a huge shout out to It's Danny Mac. He built this team basically entirely himself. I really didn't have much of a say in this team just because I was so incredibly busy during this week, so I didn't have a ton of time to really look into this. We did like 1 or 2 mocks, maybe changed 1 set and called it a day, and so we'll see how this does, right? So we're gonna start off with Skeledirge, and this is a really solid set into my opponent's team. We've got the Shuka Berry physically defensive. Basically the idea here is to take a ground move at some point. I think Terra Ground Sneasel makes some sense, and even without that, there's plenty of ground coverage on the team, especially something like the Flygon, right? And so if we can take that hit, then we no longer have an item, which makes this an incredible switch in to a late game Saraledge, which is really good. And so that's kind of the whole point of this thing. We have Torch Song, of course, for damage and boosting. Will-O-Wisp in order to burn some of those key threats, namely things like Flygon. Hex, of course, dealing extra damage because of the burn, and Slack Off to keep ourselves healthy. Next up, we're going with Haunter, and originally this was like a mean look and Perish Song, like trapping kind of set. That it ended up underperforming in the couple of mocks that we did, so I just decided to go with Trick Scarf, and I think that this works out a little bit better. With Terra Steel, it actually has a really good matchup into the Revavroom, so I'm really happy that this set could work out the way that it does, and I think it completely shuts that down, so I'm really happy about that. Psychic, of course, just gives us some nice coverage, and then Sludge Bomb and Shadow Ball for stab. We're just max speed, max special attack. Next up, we have Florges. Again, we're bringing all the new guys this week, which is really fun. We're going with Weakness Policy, Calm Mind, and Trailblaze, which is really fun. Now, you'll see Moonblast here. That was supposed to be stored power, but yeah, when I was going to make this, I was a little distracted and got the wrong move. So yep, I have the wrong set this week, and you'll see me figure that out during the match when I send this out. I'll just go ahead and tell you it has no effect on how the match goes. It's fine, but yeah, this was supposed to be stored power in that last slot there, but basically we could set up and deal a bunch of damage, which is pretty cool. His only dark type is a mon that will Terra out of dark, most likely, so we're pretty much all set when it comes to dealing this damage, at least according to what the set was supposed to be, but Moonblast is is fine. We'll make it work. Next up, Okie Dokie with Mirror Herb. This was a set that I knew that I wanted to use this week just because there is so much setup on the physical side on my opponent's team. It's crazy, right? You've got, of course, shift gear, you've got bulk up, you've got sword stance, you've got all these things that are going to be going off. There's even the possibility for agility on a mon or two, and so Mirror Herb catches all of that and makes this a really nice switch into all of those things. Ideally, I would like to catch a shift gear. That would be perfect, honestly. But obviously, we will take a sword stance if it comes to that. There are plenty of other options that we may end up snagging along the way. But bulk up, of course, and then we've got the dual stab with Ice Punch for coverage. We almost went with knockoff here instead of Ice Punch, but Ice Punch ended up being the Flagon type of move here. So in order to catch a Dragon Dance, but it is what it is there. Next up, we've got Choice, Scarf, Inteleon. This is, of course, going to outrun his entire team, and Snipe Shot just kind of hits everything, pretty much. We've got Ice Beam if we really need to deal extra damage to Flagon, but once Flagon's weakened a little bit, then we're good there. We're, of course, going to be able to outspeed a Flagon that is also Scarfed, which I expect to come this week, so that is a huge help for being able to pick some things off, which is nice. And finally, we have Shaman. Shaman, of course, is going to be Sub-Seed this week. It's a set that I think can do really, really well into this matchup. We've got full Spadef with Sub, Seed, and then Seed Flare and Earth Power. Nothing too crazy there. So that is the team for this week. I hope you all are looking forward to it. Let's go ahead and find Xand and jump right in. Okay, here we go. All right, so we see pretty much what we expected. Eleki was kind of up in the air, but besides that, I think this pretty well is what we expected. So nothing too crazy as far as that goes. We felt like Arbolivo wasn't that great into my team, and so that's why we didn't go with that route. So I think this is fine. I'm gonna lead with Haunter. I think that's pretty safe overall. If we see Regieleki, we might want to go hard into Shaman. But yeah, I mean, besides that, I think we're okay. As far as hazards go, I don't think we're really worried about any hazards. I don't think you have any outside of T-Spikes from Reverum, but we can get rid of those, so that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and lock that in, and we should be all set, at least as set as we're gonna be. This is a pretty tough matchup, I have to say, but I do think that Danny put together something really, really cool, and the last second changes I think are huge. So again, huge thanks to Danny for putting this together for me. I don't think we have a way to save playoffs at this point, but if we win the last two, then and there are some losses, then it's possible, but it's still going to be tough. Okay, so I mean, this is the lead. What do you do to this? I don't know a whole lot this thing can do to me, especially if I go for the Terra. Going for Terra does make me weak to Talonflame and the Saraledge, but I mean, at the same time, I don't know, I feel like I can keep my Scarf for now. I think I can keep my Scarf for now. Just go for a Psychic. I don't think there's a reason to go for anything else at the moment. I mean, I don't know, you may set up a shift gear. Like, I have Levitate, so I'm not worried about anything as far as like high horsepower. You can't, like, Gunk Shot's not doing anything. So I don't know, we're just gonna go for Psychic right off the bat. And almost 2 shots. Okay, just parting shots out. Okay, good to know, good information to know. And I mean, honestly, that's fine, because we have a free switch for almost anything on his team in one of the things that we want to go for. So Keeping our scarf for now, I think, is a good thing. We do reveal, well, I guess we don't necessarily reveal it because we could be faster naturally. I believe we're naturally faster, so that is good. I'm just writing down his team here, and Primarina was the last one. Okay, yeah, it's tough. I'm kind of predicting a possible screens variant of the a possible screens variant of the Regieleki. This thing, originally I was thinking possible Terra poison, but it's actually ghost. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what you do here besides like try to set up maybe. But I think Dogi here is pretty free. If you try to sword stance on me with the parting shot tech, then we also get +2, and I'm gonna live pretty much anything you want to go for. It's just knockoff, which is unfortunate. We lose the mirror herb, which kind of sucks, but I do think this is kind of a free bulk up though. We could also hard gunk shot, predicting, well, I mean, you really don't have a whole lot that wants to take this, do you? I mean, hard gunk shot is kind of interesting. Kind of wishing I had something over Ice Punch at this point, but we were prepped for something that didn't come for that. But yeah, I mean, hard gunk, I think it's just hard gunk shot here. Yeah, because I mean, he could just Terra Ghost, predicting us to go for a fighting move, so that's not really something we can do at this point. So I'm not really going to worry about that. As far as that damage goes, Sneasel, not Sneasler, does just go ahead and switch. The thing's not that offensive, I don't think. We do hit the gunk shot though. Okay, that does 1,000,000, but we don't get Toxic Chain or the Toxic from Gunk Shot, because why would we? Like, never lucky, never lucky. We just go hard Dirge on this every time. But this thing's now super low. But that indicates to me that it's an Acrobatics set, because it was going for the berry there, so Acrobatics is likely what is coming out here. So yeah, either way, we are full Fizz Def on Dirge, so that is absolutely the switch every time. I'm not staying in on Dogi because it does still have some use, even though the Mirror Herb tech would have been really cool. I really wish that we could have gotten that to work, but unfortunately it just didn't work this time around. But we'll see. We'll see what my opponent wants to do. I assume that you want to just go for an acro, maybe try to set up. I don't know. But either way, I think this is pretty free here. What do you go for? Brave Bird? This is, okay. That's an interesting bring, considering, I don't know, that's a weird bring to me. Yeah, I feel like it's a weird bring, because it would make a lot more sense to go for acrobatics if you're going to be berry like that. I don't know. That just seems a little strange. But I don't know. I feel like at this point you can't really stay in on this. I don't think that you can anyway. So I could do one of two things. I could Torch Song to try to set up a little bit on whatever comes in, but it's probably Primarina. Or I could Will-O-Wisp, predicting the switch in. I think that's the safest option, because I don't think you go hard Saraledge here in case of a dark move, or in case of a ghost move. I think that this is kind of the middle ground. Yeah, I think this is fine. Oh my god. I'm getting really tired of this luck, man. I'm getting really tired of it. I make the calls, I make the right plays, but just can't seem to get lucky with it, man. But yeah, we go hard Shaman here every time. This thing is likely Scarfed, at least that's what I thought was really good into me, was Scarf Primarina. So we are very much watching for that situation. This is likely a Hyper Voice or Surf or something. Psychic Noise, That's fine. That's totally fine. We don't have... I don't think that stops Leech Seed. Crits me, but that's fine. I'm not really worried about that. Can I Leech Seed? I think I can. Yeah, I still can. Okay. I was like, I don't know if Leech Seed is possible on this. If he switches, then it's pretty much guaranteed that this thing is going to be scarfed, but I don't, because I don't think that's Specs damage on this. I feel like Specs would have done a little bit more because this thing's pretty strong. Primarina is a very good mon. Definitely cannot sleep on this thing, and so I think Leech Seed is pretty well free. So yeah, Talonflame's at like 25%. I want to try to keep up with HP here. Yeah, but I think Leech Seed is free just because I think here you either sack Talonflame or you go to Revavroom, maybe? Yeah, Revavroom is also a possibility, but it's hard for him to do that if I'm offensive. But I mean, he knows I'm defensive now. Yeah, it just goes into this, which is fine, because that also caught... That catches anything, really. So we're gonna get... we don't get any health back from leftovers. Do we get it back from Leech Seed, or no? No. That's a weird interaction, but oh well. We're still at a good amount of HP, and so I think we can just hard dirge once again. I don't think there's any reason to not do this, just because I don't want to get bopped with a Brave Bird on the way out. This thing could roost, I guess, if this thing wants to, but I would rather not risk that. Just Brave Bird again. Okay. And then we're gonna get some... Oh no, we're not, because it's gonna go down to recoil. So, yeah, so this thing, Talonflame, is gonna go down to recoil. Dirge is technically gonna get the KO because that is what was in front of it. And so, up 6-5 so far. I really wish we would have had the burn on the Primarina already. That is unfortunate, just because that would have allowed us to deal more damage with Hex later on in the match. So not having that status on this makes this pretty difficult. Goes hard Reggie Alecki, which is okay. I could go into this because I think that screens are pretty well free. I think Talonflame being gone is going to help Okidogi in the end game as well, which is really good. Yeah, it's either this or Shaman. I mean, I got to make sure I keep Shaman healthy, but also what is this doing to Shaman? The worst thing this thing could do, I guess, is like explode. I think that's the worst thing that could happen, but I don't know. T-Bolt, yeah, we're eating that for days. Yeah, that's fine. That's a crit. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's another crit. So I mean, basically what that means is that is dealing absolutely 0 because that was with a crit and it dealt that little. So yeah, so Shaman's already been crit twice. Ooh, okay. Sub. That's interesting. All right, not the play I expected. So is this like... So is this sub with like, what is the boosting move? What is that? Charge Beam? Is that what we're talking about here? Luckily I have Earth Power, so we're okay. But no, just more T-Bolts. Okay. That's dealing so little. That's dealing so little. Luckily we do have Earth Power here, so it's not a huge deal. I'm gonna sub this next turn though, just because I don't want to deal with anything like this anymore. This could be a dangerous game because I don't want to get paralyzed. That could be a problem. So I'm gonna sub here myself. Even if he subs as well, I still win out in this situation. I've got leftovers, he doesn't. I can set up Leech Seeds, he can't. Yeah, so that's fine. I think sub is free here. You can't go Primarina. just because that is rough. Yeah, so you go into this. We're going to set up a sub. That's good. Hopefully this isn't Icicle Spear. I guess that's... or Axle. Triple Axle also could be a problem. Yeah, going hard into this was good. This is a little tough because I don't have the best switch-ins into this, and I really need this for the Primarina and kind of the Aleki as well. That makes this a little difficult. Yeah, we're really not made to take a hit from this, unfortunately. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I need to pull a double switch here. The alternative is going hard into this if I'm predicting triple axle, because we're already a steel type. But if he's Icicle Crash, then it's free. Let's go Leech. This might be a... Nope, knock. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. That's huge. Not going for triple axle there is massive, because triple axle absolutely would have KO'd there. We do hit the Leech Seed. Very good. If he had triple axle there, he had to have gone for it, right? If he had triple axle, he goes for it on that turn. Right? Like you have to. I feel like you have to. I'm also not sold that this thing isn't like scarfed or something. I think that he probably predicted me to switch in that case. But I think that Haunter is kind of free here. Although we are offensive, but I mean, if he were to switch, although I don't want to get knocked off. Yeah, I don't want to lose my scarf here, because then I lose the whole point of that set. I'd rather not lose that, because that would put me in a really bad spot. SD, ooh, that's getting a little hairy, but we should be able to take one hit, I believe. Dogi is super bulky on the physical side, so I believe we can take one hit from this. And I believe we fire off a gunk shot one more time. And it's tough because we're not going to be dealing that much damage. We're not going to be dealing that much damage, but because we know he's Terra Ghost, I can't Drain Punch here. I have to gunk shot. Yeah, he definitely goes, yeah, he has to Terra here. He has to Terra and go for that, just to avoid me clicking Drain Punch, because otherwise we're in a bad spot. And man, that was the time. I would have caught this thing and gotten +2 attack right off the bat there. There's the crash. We do take it with 69. Nice. We get the gunk shot off. It doesn't do much, but we get the Toxic Chain. Okay, all right, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. So Toxic Chain's huge. That's what we need. Thank you, Okie Dokie, for coming through, even living on the 69. So we take those, and it's not going to be quite enough, but we've got enough here to, I think we're all right here. Do we need Dogi for anything else? That's the question. Do we need Dogi? I think because we've lost our item, and because... Oh man, it's hard, because if he's gonna go crash again, I could go Haunter for free and save this as a sack. Because you can't knock off here. Knockoff doesn't kill, even at +2. There's no way. So he has to go for crash again. He has to. And Inteleon doesn't want to take that hit. I feel like I can risk Haunter a little bit more and keep Dogi as a sack. But yeah, going for the dark move, I lose. I don't want to lose my scarf if I don't have to, but I don't think you go for knockoff here. And I think you go for crash. Shard. Okay, that's fine. That's honestly fine. It doesn't two-shot, which is great. And so yeah, we get the Leech Seed, and this thing it goes down to Leech Seed. So Shaman gets that right there. Cool. Shaman taking a KO here with Leech Seed. We absolutely take those. The Ice Shard was good. He now knows that I'm not Eviolite and offensive. So that's good information for my opponent. That's very good information for my opponent. Goes into the Eleki here. And... yeah, but if he goes for a sub here, that could be a problem. I kind of want to trick this though, just so that he can't sub. But if he subs in front of me doing that, then this could be tricky. Just because then Shaman is super free after that. How much HP is Shaman at? I mean, it's at a good amount of HP. I think I trick here. Oh, he doubles. Ooh, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. What do you go into? Rev. Okay. Could be an issue. I may have put myself in a weird position. He was already scarfed. Okay, so good information to know. Good information to know. All right, well that did nothing. So your scarf and my scarf. I thought my opponent's scarf looked a little bit better than mine, and so I decided to take it. So I should be able to switch moves here because I got a different scarf at this point, right? So I should be okay there. Shadow Ball should do a little more because of stab, right? Yeah, Shadow Ball should do a little more. But yeah, we are offensive, and it should do a little more than Psychic did. Yeah, it does because of stab. Let's go, Haunter. Taking a KO here. All right, that's fine. We take those. I'm all for Haunter doing some work. I was so close to switching this thing to Magneton at the last second, but luckily I was convinced to not do that, and it worked out. It's great. So we're doing fine. We're doing fine. We go hard Shaman every time. We go hard Shaman here no matter what, and eventually we might be able to trick a scarf onto something else. Who knows? But luckily we didn't get punished for that trick scarf. That was really nice that worked out for us. So Psychic, that's dealing nothing to us, I don't think. Yeah, that's dealing 0. And I mean, Seed Flare's kind of free now because you've lost your fire type, you've lost your ghost, you've lost, yeah. What is your Seed Flare switch? I mean, like, yeah, Saraledge, but then it takes a drop, most likely. Yeah, I think Seed Flare's just kind of free, right? You can't stay in. Sub is also an option, but nope, stays in. That did nothing, but, and we don't get the drop. Okay, it's not scarfed. We still live. But yeah, we do not get the drop, unfortunately. The drop would have been huge there. Drop would have been massive, but we do not get it. So the question is, at this point, I think we stay in and then revenge it with Inteleon. Not getting the drop there really sucks, because that would have put it in range. That would have made it guaranteed. Otherwise, I believe this is a roll. It's probably a roll. Primarina. Oh, that might have been a low roll. That could be a low roll Assault Vest, actually. But even with that, there's still a chance to KO here. Let's say you're at like 51%. It's still a chance. I'm risking it. I'm going for it again. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my god. Cool. So Prim takes us out because we don't get the drop into the miss. Again, which not getting the drop is whatever, but like then missing, that's big stupid. Big stupid. I just Sludge Bomb here. Man, that's really dumb. I'm not a fan of that. There's no way you go Saraledge here because no. There's no way you go Sarah Ledge here because I could just as easily click Shadow Ball. There's no way. There's no way. I think you're AV. No, you're not AV. Nope. Oh, we crit. Maybe you were. Maybe you were AV. Haunter with a second KO. Haunter wants to earn this thumbnail, and that is that was for Shaman. That was for Shaman. That was for Shaman missing, not getting the drop, and getting crit twice. That's what that was for. So you know what? I'll call that even. I will call that even. So all we have left is Eleki and Sarah Ledge, which Sarah Ledge is still a threat. Don't get me wrong. Sarah Ledge is still a threat, so we can't be messing around with that thing. And however, we still have Inteleon. We still have Inteleon, which is good. Moros, I believe we haven't seen that yet. That is Sarah Ledge. Okay, you know I'm scarfed, so you know I'm locked into this move. So we could just sack Dogi here. I think we sack Dogi and then go into... We could go back into this, I guess. Yeah, I think we sack Dogi at this point. I don't think there's really anything else it can do. It goes down to this, it goes down to Eleki, so there's really not much else to do with this. Yeah, SD makes sense. Again, we would have already had a boost. That's two times that we would have had a boost there. We just click Gunk Shot here in case he gets greedy, but I imagine that this will just be a knockout here. I'm not expecting to live through this turn or to even get a move off. So yeah, we're just gonna let this go down, and then we go into Inteleon and Revenge, hopefully. Yeah, I think that's the play. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do, and hopefully that'll work out for us. Hopefully. But yeah, I mean, you just take me out here with whatever move you want to go for. You can't Poltergeist, so yeah, Bitterblade does remember that my item is gone. This goes down because yeah, there's 0 chance that Dogi was taking that, but it's fine. And then we just go hard into this. Really hope that I don't go down to a Shadow Sneak here, because that could be a problem. But we just click Snipe Shot 100% of the time. No reason to click anything else. Sarah Ledge is kind of short, isn't it? Or maybe Inteleon's just tall. I don't know. I always thought that Sarah Ledge was a little bit bigger. But then again, there are a lot of these models that are a lot either larger or smaller than what you would think they are. Like Appleton is like, looks like it's only a couple inches tall. No Shadow Sneak. Sash? Okay. Sash, that's unfortunate. We lived. But he may have Shadow Sneak. It depends. It depends on if he has Shadow Sneak. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it if he does have Sneak, but because he's SD, Bitterblade. Yeah, SD, Bitterblade. Yeah, he has Sneak as the last move. That's so annoying. Having Focus Sash is so annoying. We're almost full Fizz Def on this. I think I have to just hope that I live a hit on Florges. We have a lot of bulk. This is tough. This is really tough. Because I don't think I take a hit with Haunter. I definitely don't take a hit with Dirge. That really sucks. Oh, I'm also realizing that I messed up my set. I was supposed to have stored power on that instead of Moonblast. Whoops. Oh gosh. So I screwed that up too. So that's bad. It's really bad. So I may have screwed this up. I may have thrown I may have thrown here. Yeah, I think I threw because I missed Xand. Oh my god. Man. Yeah, I would have been in a fine position if, yeah, because I live here, but I mean, even if I had stored power over that, there's no way I'm KOing this. Man. Focus Sash. That's so annoying. Focus Sash is so annoying. The one set that would beat me here. The one set that would beat me. Gosh. That's so lame. That's so lame. Yeah, super lame. But yeah, I think it's over here. But yeah, just Shadow Sneaks. I don't think we live a Shadow Sneak at +2. I highly doubt that we do. I highly doubt it. Yeah, we don't. We had that whole game. We had that entire game just for this stupid thing at the end. Just for this stupid thing to come back at the end. That's so lame. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Yeah, there's nothing to do about that. Poltergeist. We go down to our Shookaberry. Yep. So if we'd been no item, we might have had a shot there, but oh well. So Saraledge comes back at the end, even though we controlled that entire game, and comes back and takes 5 kills at the very end. Man. All based on a Focus Sash. If it was any other item, we dominated that whole game. But so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Yeah, the one set that we lose to, but it is what it is. That definitely seals our fate of being out of playoffs. Nothing we can do about it now. We're just out. So, oh well. The last week is next week, and so we will probably be memeing that during that match, and then after that we are moving on to season 5 at some point in the near future. But is what it is. So sorry guys for yet another loss. Really thought we had it due to the really dominant performance minus the hacks that were thrust upon us at the beginning of the game. But it is what it is sometimes, and I've realized that low tier just may not be my thing, and that's just how it is. So oh well. Anyway, until next time, stay safe out there, stay healthy. We'll see you later. Bye bye.